Hey everybody, it's Peanut Butter Kong, and if you haven't heard, Dungeons came out and they released a speed run. In this video, I'm going to be showing off how I maxed out each speed run, getting a perfect time, beating each level. So first off, you're going to want some gear for this before you enter the Dungeons area. You'll want a Speed Potion 5, and you'll want a Rabbit 5 potion. And if you're having some trouble, you can use the Enchanted Glowstone block form of the potion. It will give you a bump. I did not, and I was able to complete them all anyways. So in order to find the dungeons, this is the path you take from spawn, and once we get into spawn, we're going to jump straight right into each of our best runs. So at the bottom of the staircase, you're going to be talking to this guy, Guildford, and to begin off, we're going to begin with a crystal core and do nothing at all. And this just basically means that you can't use Aspect of the End or any other kind of boost and they cap your speed. But the Rabbit potion, as you can see, you want to hop over that first area. That is really key to getting a great run. And once we head off to the purple area, we're going to drop down into this mushroom looking biome, hitting these staircases towards that right side. That's an important note. And we're going to be jumping over here, and our best run, we actually got a little bit glitched out, but once we drop down, we're going to aim towards that right hand side and jump straight in there, and we got it. Alright, and if that's a little confusing, you are going to see this a couple more times using some different stuff, so you will get a little bit more familiar with it as you go on. But as you can tell, we got a cat talisman, and now we get to be able to use a grappling hook as our one thing that we could use to make our run better. Alright, so I just missed that block, which can't happen, but as we know, you're going to continue up the right hand staircase, jump up over everything into the bottom, do a 180, hit these pink blocks towards that right hand side. Again, try to hit to the right hand side using the grappling hook. That'll help out in the spot. Right here, you're going to flip, turn, and grapple. And you're going to get right on it. That is how you can beat it quite easily. And remember, you're going to have to do this 4 times. So if you don't get it done perfect the first time, it's okay. You have to do it another 4 times at least. So, this next one is a no pearls one. I'm going to be wearing Wise crystal armor, and I recommend using a sheep pet for this to basically max out your mana. So when you do these no pearls, we're using an Aspect of the End, and we're just making sure we have high enough mana. Right now my mana cap is 1431 in this case, and we're just going to make sure that it goes all the way up there. Once your mana is fully charged, go on ahead, and we're going to be racing on headwards with our Aspect of the End. So we're going to be pointing at Aspect up, and over that blue thing, hop down to a regular path, hit the pink thing, and we're going to be jumping on down. And note, as I'm doing this, I am using the Aspect of the End to travel upwards and downwards, and in this last case, I was able to get that turn, point towards the end point in quite a nice way, so we're able to get a great time. I do want to point out this area where you can spawn by the dungeons. If you hang out in these flame columns, your max mana with Wise Crystal Armor will be increased because it deals with light source, and as you're hanging out in basically 4 fire pits, you're able to max charge up your light. And if you've done the Fire of Trial at all, which I imagine most players have at this point, you won't be taking any damage while you're hanging out in this. Now this next one is basically just a repeat of the last one, the Aspect of the End, but now we're doing the Anything, which has a tighter time requirement than just the Aspect of the End. But we're going to be using the same exact gear, same exact method. I would recommend having Sheep Pet. As you can tell right now, in this run, my mana is not maxed out to that potential of 1700, but you're able to do with even a lower mana, so don't worry if you couldn't get something like 1700. in that prior video. It is possible using in the 1400s. So enough chit chat, we're going to get straight to it. Hopping on up here, using the aspect of the end to go up and down, and using the aspect of the end to go through the tunnel helps speed it up. We're going to be going down to the mushroom, using the aspect of the end, hitting that block, turning around nicely, and getting it. If you do this very succinctly, as such, turning around nicely, using the aspect of the end to travel up and down, it's possible to beat it within that 16-second mark. It was kind of tough for me. This was my toughest one. Fear not, for the next one, the mushroom, I had a much easier time using this strategy and what I'm going to show you guys. So to start off with the nothing at all, we're going to be running up the right-hand staircase, and we're going to be jumping just right there to jump over that blue thing, blue blocks, just so. That's a nice way to maximize this early part. And we're going to be dropping down to the bottom left side this time, dropping all the way down to the ground floor. Don't worry too much, the Rabbit 5 potion will get you to be able to jump up on these blocks. As you can tell, I'm hitting these blocks going upwards. If you fall down, don't worry too much. I did it in mine. That Rabbit 5 potion definitely helps out a ton. I think you guys using that will have a breeze with that path and strategy right there. Next up is a grappling hook, and I just like to jump and grapple just at the beginning and just do a regular jump over those blue blocks as normal, and you're going to be continuing down using your foot speed just as we did in the prior one, jumping up over these blocks. And if you screw up a little bit here, don't worry too much. As you can see, that wasn't a great jump right there, but I just managed to grapple up from my jump and did the same exact thing, jumping up towards the finish line right there. I think you guys are going to have easier time with this method and the strategy. So next up is the aspect of the end. We're going to be making sure our wise armor is on with a sheep pet, ideally to boost your intelligence and max mana. And we're going to be aspecting of the end up and down as we go. So as you can tell, I'm using the aspect of the end as I'm traveling down, and as I clear that, I'm aspecting of the end up, and I hit that block right there at the end. And we're going to be doing the same exact thing for the anything scenario, so you guys get to see it again in a different way if that was quite fast. I know these races are concluding in a very fast manner here, so don't worry. We are going to be showing this again here. So without further ado, we are going to be aspecting up the end over those stairs, falling on down, using the aspect of the end to travel through that tunnel, which will help speed up the time, using the aspect of the end to fall down, and then angle ourselves appropriately up to the end block as such, and you'll get it. And don't worry if you don't do it exactly like me. I wasn't able to do it exactly like me all these races. So the next up is going to be the foot race for the final third challenge. In this final third challenge, we're going to be following the same exact path. We're going to go up the right-hand staircase, going down here, but where you see those pink blocks up as we approach them, we're making a left, and we're going to be using our jump ability to jump over this portion. We're using the Rabbit 5 potion, and hopping on right on these blocks using the Rabbit 5 potion. It slows us down a little bit normally compared to maybe what it would be without potions, but as you can see, this is where we're going to really pick up time. We're going to jump straight on head towards this path and hit it exactly right there. So if you weren't using a potion, you would have to do some parkour, and it would have taken you a lot longer than with that rabbit potion. So make sure you definitely have that rabbit potion on. Next up is the grappling hook. We jumped and grappled at the beginning to pick up some steam. And we're going to be following the same exact path that we did last time. Hitting that pink block, traveling left, and we're going to be jumping up here. As we approach these next set of blocks, we're going to grapple on right over them. And in the end, we're jumping using the grappling hook, and if you can, hit it exactly like that. That'll be great. If you fall down, don't worry. It happens to me. It's still very beatable. That's just a showcase of something when it goes right with that grappling hook at the end. So the next up is the aspect of the end run, and we're going to be showing it off right now. So we're aspecting up over the blue blocks as normal, aspecting through the tunnel, and just as we approach it, we're going to be flying exactly straight on towards the end and flying downwards using the aspect of the end. So that's how you do it. Just make sure as you're going, you really want to be using the aspect of the end, especially through that beginning tunnel part to help speed you up. Your foot speed's going to be quite slow. Next up is the same exact thing using the anything method, so you guys could see this again. And we're aspecting the end through the tunnel, and we're facing that gateway using the aspect of the end, and we are going to be hitting right towards the end right here, and we're able to get a pretty good time even though we missed that block at the end. So everyone, that's the end of the runs that we've done. As you can tell, we've maxed out all of the runs, and we've particularly hit the precursor and the mushroom races quite hard, completing them in very good times. I hope this is helpful for anyone who's trying to do this and is having some trouble. I try to show off all of them in my best runs for each race so you guys could get a good sense of what you need to do in order to beat this. Thank you all for watching. Cheers.